The world is full of wonders and excitement. Didn't you once imagine yourself with your loved ones, or perhaps alone, traveling the world and enjoying the time of your life? But hold up, don't get too excited. What you consider normal from where you're from can be different in other places in the world. You might wind up getting arrested, offending other people, or getting laughed at. So let's dive in and check out the 10 things you shouldn't do in other countries. Number 10. No bikinis in Barcelona. Are you a beachgoer? If you are, then Barcelona is one of the cities that you should have on your travel list. Its coastline goes as far as 4.5 kilometers, and you'll find a variety of beautiful beaches. But there's a catch. You can't wear your bikinis beyond the beach. In 2011, Barcelona city lawmakers banned wearing bikinis beyond the beach to clean up the image of the city. The fine goes up to €500. That is about $600 today. Guess no more roaming around in bikinis beyond the beach of Barcelona. Too bad, right? Number 9. White coffee after breakfast is a bad idea in Italy. A lot of people are obsessed with coffee. We drink them any time of the day. When we're working, having a meeting, or even dating. In Italy though, it's not normal to drink white coffee after a meal, except breakfast. This is all because of the milk mixed in the coffee. The thing is, Italians are conscious about their digestion. This is something that they really care about. They believe that drinking milk after a meal will ruin your digestion, and that's why Italians would never order white coffee after a meal. Breakfast is an exception, however, because the usual breakfast they take is coffee and pastry, and that's about it. So, if you want to order a white coffee, like a cappuccino, feel free to do so. That is part of your breakfast in that kind of meal. This idea, though, is not supported with scientific evidence. It's kind of like a theory that most Italians believe. But Italians in big cities and more visited parts of Italy are probably used to tourists doing so. If you really want to order a white coffee at any time of the day, sure. But at least now you would know why waiters or other people would give you that look thinking that it's a bad idea. Number 8. Be careful not to share memes in Australia. Nothing beats a good laugh from a dank meme, but they don't share that meme if you're in Australia. That's right, sharing or creating memes in Australia is illegal. As a matter of fact, if you share a YouTube video, you'll be penalized with $93,500 and could face jail time of 5 years. Why? Well, Australia is strict with its copyright rules and laws. According to news.co.au, Section 132A Part 2 of Australia's Copyright Act states distributing an infringing article that prejudicially affects the copyright owner is illegal. So, technically, posting and sharing memes online is illegal there. But don't worry, a group called Australian Digital Alliance has been campaigning to convince the government to update this law. Number 7. Wearing camo in the Caribbean is a no-no. Camouflage clothing is very fashionable nowadays, but hey, you might find yourself being thrown in jail if you wear these in the Caribbean, because that's just illegal there. Countries there have banned people from wearing camouflage, including Barbados, Jamaica, Grenada, Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent. Unless you're a member of their military, you're not allowed to wear those kinds of clothes, and even camo backpacks or wallets. It's all because they don't want people to mistake you for military personnel. If you don't want to pay fines or be thrown in jail, best not to wear those camouflages, unless, of course, if you're John Cena. Number 6. Try not to use your left hand in India. You might be a lefty, but in India, it's unethical to use your left hand. When you're eating or shaking somebody's hand, don't use your left hand. That's because in India, the left hand is for wiping your butt, cleaning your feet, and whatnot. Although you can get away with using your left hand when holding cups or utensils, just don't use it when you're putting food in your mouth or passing anything to anyone. That also goes when receiving anything from anyone, but using both of your hands will show respect. But don't get yourself confused. Nobody wants that cringy handshake experience. Number 5. Keep your high heels out of Greece. Wearing high heels to stay in style? Not in Greece. It's been banned to wear high heels at the ancient monuments of Greece since 2009. That's because the point on heeled shoes has a surprising amount of force towards the ground to the point that it damages the ancient sites. But yeah, don't worry, you can still wear those high heels beyond the ancient monuments. Going back, in 2009, the director of Greek prehistoric and classical antiquities, Eleni Korka, said that people should realize that the ancient monuments have skin that suffers, so visitors should wear shoes that don't damage the monuments. In 2006, it was already obvious that the ancient sites are showing signs of damages because of too many people visiting the sites. In fact, a year earlier that time, maintenance crews found and gathered a total of 27 kilos of chewing gum stuck under the seats at Odeon of Herodes Atticus. Ugh, gross, right? Number 4, keep your hands off of people's heads in Malaysia. Perhaps to some of us, the head is just a part of our body, but in Malaysia, it's considered the most sacred part of the body. That's why Malaysians find it rude to touch someone's head, especially a child. Not just that, if you're passing an object, try not to pass it over the top of someone's head. That too is considered offensive. And also, touching anyone of the opposite sex is considered taboo. Affection is not something they display in public, so just keep your hands to yourself when you're in Malaysia, will you? Number 3, be mindful not to finish your food in China. You're maybe familiar that it's considered rude to leave food on your plate in some parts of Asia, but not in China though. When you're in China, don't eat everything up on your plate. That would show that the host didn't serve you enough food and you're still hungry. You gotta try and leave some food on your plate to show the host that you're full and satisfied with the food. Yup, even though you don't want the food to go to waste, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, and by the way, burping is a great way to show the host that you like the meal and it's considered as a sign of gratitude. So if you want to compliment the host or the chef, just leave some food on the plate and feel free to burp at any time. Speaking of, isn't burp the same as fart but with your mouth? Sorry, never mind. Number 2, mind your hand gestures in Turkey. Hand gestures have been used by foreigners to help them tell the words in their head. It's often an effective way to communicate if you can't speak the language of the person you're talking to. Be careful though. In other countries, your hand gestures might get you in trouble. In Turkey, some hand gestures are insulting and offensive, one of which is the okay hand gesture. While this means okay in most countries, in Turkey, this means homosexual or gay, which is very insulting to them. Another one is pointing your index finger on your head. That hand gesture means, are you an idiot? So, to stay out of trouble, keep in mind these offensive hand gestures and try to avoid using them. Number 1, don't give the Nazi salute in Germany or Austria. The Nazi salute. You've seen this in history, on TV, and on the internet, but don't you ever do this in Germany or Austria. You're looking at 6 months jail time if you give that salute. That's because shortly after World War II, laws were passed against giving the Nazi salute, and including displaying symbols of Nazi. In 2011, a Canadian tourist got arrested for giving the Nazi salute while taking a picture outside the Reichstag in Berlin. That said, try not to do the Nazi salute while in Germany or Austria. Must resist that salute. When traveling the world, you gotta have the knowledge in people's culture. Otherwise, you might offend other people, or worse, you might wind up in jail. Know any other things you shouldn't do in other countries? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more addictive videos and give us a thumbs up below. Thanks for watching.